This is Hannibal here from the Hannibal TV on YouTube with a daily combat sports news update. Tyson Fury has announced his retirement. And in wrestling news, Penta debuted on WWE's Raw on Netflix tonight. I did not watch it on Netflix. I watched it on YouTube, where I plan on watching WWE clips so I don't have to sit through the dragged out 3-hour version of the show. His debut was very good. I have about 4 matches of him on this channel. He defeated Chad Gable. Here's the one thing I couldn't help but think about while I was watching him. Apparently, he in the 3 years he was with AEW, he only wrestled 47 matches total. According to AI, he made between $200,000 and $500,000 a year. The last time he wrestled was July 19th, but his contract did not expire until December 1st. And here's the one thing I do not understand, and you got to agree with Vince Russo on this. Why do you keep people under contract and not use them? Look at the big hoopla today. The talk of wrestling today is Penta debuting for WWE. This guy you've had sitting at home since July 19th to December 1st doing nothing, and he won his last AEW match too. What boggles my mind is if he has a bigger name than most of the people featured in AEW, and you didn't use him. And by the way, AEW Dynamite's rating last week was only a 0.17. January 2024, 0.17. The previous year, January 2025, 0.17, 0.33 last year. The rating is almost in half. Meanwhile, you have people sitting at home like Samoa Joe, Wardlow, Ricky Starks, Miro, all being paid. Some of your better known guys that you have under contract. But here's the funny thing about Penta. By not using him from July 19th to December 1st, not only do you hurt yourself by not having the extra star power, you could have used him to put over some of these unknown people you have under contract that nobody cares about, which would not only help make them bigger stars, but would take away Penta's impact coming into WWE with no losses in AEW and people missing him. So good for Penta. I've met him before at PCW Ultra. Seems like a nice guy, but it just goes to show you what CM Punk said about Tony Khan was right. He doesn't operate AEW like a business. By the way, Mercedes Moné, formerly Sasha Banks, lashed out over the weekend, saying old podcasters don't like her and don't understand how she's changing the business. By the way, she's 33 in about a week. I'm not saying she's not attractive or anything, but to call people old that don't like her, I mean, she's no spring chicken for a female wrestler. And by the way, as I just mentioned, Dynamite ratings have almost dropped in half in the last year. Attendance is way down. How are you revolutionizing anything when the company's interest is just nosediving? Meanwhile, in WWE, look at this WrestleMania price map. The cheapest ticket is $450, and I don't think this is necessarily good for like lower middle class people that could never afford to go to wrestling anymore. But I mean, they're doing pretty well for themselves. Whether you like or dislike the product, they're doing a lot better than AEW. By the way, I am going to be doing an in-person interview with Lance Von Erich coming up on Wednesday. Really looking forward to that. Let me know what you guys think about Penta's debut in the comments. By the way, one of the matches that I have on this channel of him against the former WWE wrestler Justin Gabriel, aka PJ Black. The link is in the description. But I wish him nothing but good luck. And I really, truly don't get Tony Khan. As I said, great for Penta. He gets to sit at home and get paid and then make a debut. Meanwhile, AEW is tanking, and they'd rather have these guys sit at home and then make a big impact when they do go to WWE than job them out. So when they go to WWE, they're just looked at as jobbers. Anyways, I think this is another good example, just like Cody Rhodes was, that AEW people can now go to WWE and do a lot better than how they're doing in AEW. The next one to go is supposedly going to be Malachi Black, who, I mean, I don't know much about him. I never knew much about him in WWE or AEW, but it seems like he's done relatively nothing in AEW as far as becoming a bigger star. And I know he's friends with Cody Rhodes, so maybe he'll get a better opportunity in WWE as well. But at least they used him until the end, unlike a lot of these wrestlers that are missing. And it's not just the ones that are stars that aren't used. There's a lot of people that aren't used that are under contract where they could just as easily use locals and pay them a couple hundred a night than keep some of these low card wrestlers under contract that are actually under salary for that people don't even know who they are. But whatever, they're billionaire. The guy's father's a billionaire. They don't care about profits.